this is Simon from boneguitar.co.uk, and for this tutorial I'm covering a fine little study by Dionisio Aguado taken from his guitar method. It's in the key of A major, so with 3 sharps to contend with, and is in the timing of 3/8 time. Now you could set your metronome beat for about 90 up to maybe about 110 beats per minute per quaver beat for this piece. So starting up bar 1, we're starting in the 4th position. So that means our first finger now is anchored or starting at the 4th fret. But the first note we play is that on the first string is actually a B, which is at the 7th fret. So what we do, we place the little finger down. If you place the second finger on the 5th fret A, and the first finger should already be on the G sharp. So now we're starting with a sequence of single notes. So those 3 fingers are all prepared. So now we're doing B to the A, little finger to the second finger as a slur. Then from the first finger to the second finger on the first string, hammer on. So that's... And now we're going to an open first string, and then putting the second finger on the second string, 2nd fret, and the first finger on the 3rd string, 2nd fret, which gives us an A chord. So we now play the first string, followed by the 2nd string, and then the first note in bar 2 is the 3rd string A, and then that's followed by 2 open 5th strings. So that's giving us this. So we've got notice how you prepare the left hand fingers. So all 3 fingers are down. Into bar 3, we're now moving into the 7th position. So, and we're starting on the note of D at the 10th fret with the little finger. So again, we pre-place the little finger, 3rd finger and 2nd finger. You can also put the first finger on if you want to stabilise the fingers. So we're now doing a slur from the D, pulling off to the 3rd finger. Then we're doing a hammer on from B sharp up to the C sharp. So that's onto the 2nd string. That little finger now should drop on that 2nd string, 10th fret, which gives us an A, followed by the first finger at the 7th fret, 2nd string, giving us F sharp. So that is, and then that's followed by the open 1st string. Bar 4 starts, as I say, with the open 1st string, and then we're playing an open 5th string, little bass sequence. We now land on the 4th fret, 5th string, C sharp, then back to the open 5th string. So that sequence from bar 3 into the end of bar 4 is... Again. Bar 5, we're now on to a dominant 7th chord of E. We're starting with the 2nd finger on the 4th string, 2nd fret, the 1st finger on the 3rd string, 1st fret, and we want the little finger on the 2nd string, 3rd fret, D. So we play the 5th string, we play the 4th string, then 3 and 2, and now we're moving on to the 1st string open, and then again we play the 1st string, but this time we have the open 6th string as well. So that is keep the second finger down, and into bar 6 we place the third finger on the third string, second fret A, and the little finger on the second string, C sharp, which now gives us a chord of A major. So we now play the fourth string, the third and second string together, open first string, and then open first string with the open sixth string. So bar 5 and bar 6, which basically are an E dominant 7th chord and an A major chord, comes out like this. So we've got bar 5, bar 6, bar 7. We actually physically now doing a first finger bar chord across the second fret. That's to give us the low bass note of B. It's also covering the third string, because on the second beat we need an A. So we'll be playing that. And then we need the little finger on the second string, 4th fret, D sharp. So now that's giving us fifth string B, third string, second string together. That's played twice. And then into bar 8, we're just placing the first finger on the third string, 1st fret, G sharp, and we're playing the 6th string, the 3rd string, and the 1st string together. And then what happens from bar 9 through to bar 16 is just a complete repeat of what we've done. So bar 1 is in the 4th position. So we're starting with open, into bar 3, moving into the 7th position with a pull off from the 10th fret to the 9th fret, hammer down from the 8th to the 9th, drop onto the 2nd string, 10th fret, A, first finger playing F sharp on the 2nd string, 7th fret, then open 1st string. Little bass run, so we open 5th, C sharp at the 4th fret on the 5th string, so that's our chords. A chord, bar, so after bar 8 we just have a complete repeat through to bar 16. From bar 17 we get a slight change in that we're now moving up into the 9th position, which is now giving us our E on the 1st string at the 12th fret. So again we can pre-place our fingers. So we want the little finger on the 12th fret, the 2nd finger on the 10th fret 1st string, and the 1st finger on the 9th fret 1st string. So that's now giving us this. So we're now doing a slur from the 12th to the 10th fret, hammer on from 9 to 10, onto the 2nd string now, and again that little finger should drop down onto the 2nd string, 12th fret, B, and then the 1st finger, we're still in the 9th position, we'll play the G sharp on the 2nd string, 9th fret. So that's open 1st string. Now the next bass note, there's 2 places we could play this. We could come all the way down to the 4th string 2nd fret, which is really quite a big jump. So what I do is I play the open E, first note of bar 18, the bass note of E on the 7th fret of the 5th string, and then open 6th string. So those 3 E's are 1st string open, 5th string 7th fret, 6th string open. That's in order to avoid jumping up and down the fingerboard. So that's giving us this. into bar 19, we're now going higher, we're moving into the 11th position, still on the first string. This is a good study for use of that higher positions on the first string, so it gets you familiar with the notes. So we're now up at that 11th position, and again we can anchor our fingers down, so we can put the first finger on our 11th fret D sharp, which helps to get the little finger onto the 14th fret F sharp, and you can place the second finger on the 12th fret first string E. So we're doing a pull off from the F sharp to the E. The first finger hammers down onto the 12th fret from the 11th fret. So that's... Now notice you've got the first finger on. That can drop back now. So we're dropping back to the 9th position to give us C sharp on the first string. And the second finger will land straight onto that second string, 10th fret A. So that's giving us... I'll do that again. Bar 20, have an open first string, and again we play that E on the on the 5th string, 7th fret, then the open 6th string. Into bar 21, we're now dropping down to the first position. So you want the first finger now on the 3rd string, 1st fret G sharp, and we're playing the open 4th string along with the fingered 3rd string. That's D and G sharp. 2 open 1st strings E's on their own, and then the E's again, the 2 outer strings, that's 1st string open, 6th string open. So bar 21 is that first finger that's on our G sharp moves up a fret. So keep that on so it makes it easier to play. So we're now on the 3rd string, 2nd fret, which gives us the note of A. The 3rd finger drops onto the 5th string, 4th fret C sharp. So we're playing the 3rd string and the 5th string together. Then the open 1st string again with the outer string as well. So that's... Keep the first finger down, and what we're now going to do is put the second finger on the 5th string, 3rd fret. This is how I do it. There are other ways of fingering these pieces, but this is how I do it. So we're now playing the open 6th string E, the 5th string C with your second finger on it, and the A on your 3rd string. So we're playing 6, 5 and 3. Now all we need to do is drop those fingers back to the 1st fret, don't take them off, just drop them back down and play 5 and 3 again, then back up again. So bar 23 is... And actually keeping the fingers on into bar 24, we just drop back to the 1st fret again, followed by the open 6th string. So bar 23 and 24 are simply... So now we're actually moving into a repeat, so we're playing again the same as before, so that is just a complete repeat. So bars 25 through to bar 28 are a repeat of the bars 17 through to 20. Now finally, on to bar 29, we have a little arpeggio sequence. So we need the second finger placed on the 4th string, 6th fret G sharp. Amongst this we'll be playing an open 1st string, open E, but we need to get the little finger placed onto the 3rd string, 8th fret D sharp. So we're playing the 4th string, the open 1st string, then we play the 3rd string with the little finger on it, D sharp, and then we play the open 1st string again, So we're playing. Drop the third finger now onto the third string 7th fret, giving us D natural. We play that and then follow that again with the open first string. So that's now giving us onto bar 30, and we have a A major triad. So in the 5th position, you're placing the 2nd finger on the 3rd string 6th fret, the 3rd finger on the 4th string 7th fret, and we can flatten the 1st finger across the first 2 strings at the 5th fret. So that's giving us A, C sharp, E and A. So we're playing the 4th string and the 3rd string together, followed by 2nd string E, followed by the 1st string A. Now that 2nd finger can slide up a fret, keep it on the string, slide it up to the 7th fret and put the 3rd finger on the 1st string 7th fret B. So now we're playing the 3rd string and 1st strings together, follow that by an open 6th string, and then finally we're playing the last 2 notes C sharp and B on the 1st string, starting at the 9th fret for the C sharp. We're doing a slur or a pull off to the 7th fret, and finally to finish it we're moving on to the 5th position for the last chord, and we want the 1st finger on the 1st string 5th fret and the 2nd finger on the 3rd string 6th fret. So we're now playing the open 5th string, the 3rd string and 1st strings together for the final chord. So that's giving us the last notes as well. A nice effect, I like using this, is instead of playing the A and the C sharp in that lower position, we can move that and play it on the same notes on the 2nd string 10th fret and on the 4th string 11th fret. So we'll be playing this time, if we want, we could play the 5th string, 4th string and 2nd string together, which has quite a marked difference in tone between that and that. That has a nice softer sound. So that's up to the individual player and how you want to interpret it. So that's the left hand. Now let's just go over and see what the right hand's doing. So continuing with the right hand, so the single notes that we start at the beginning of the composition, we're just using alternate fingers, so middle, index finger. Then for the little A chord that's coming up, I use the 3rd finger, middle, index, and then the open 5th strings with the thumb. So that's played as moving up onto the higher position. I start this using the 3rd finger, middle finger, index finger on the 2nd string, middle finger on the 2nd string, and then the open E with the 3rd finger. So that's 3rd finger, middle, index, middle, 3rd, with the bass notes then taken with the thumb. So that's then moving into bar 5, which the chord itself is straightforward. Thumb and finger, open string, which I use the middle finger on, and then the 2 outer strings with the thumb and 3rd finger. Same for the next one in bar 6, which is the A chord. And we've got the bar chord in bar 7, which is the 5th string, played with your thumb, and then the 3rd and 2nd strings, which I just use the index fingers and middle finger on, and then the chord in bar 8, just with the thumb, index, 3rd finger. You could use just the middle finger as well. The thing that you have to bear in mind is the bass notes. You don't want the bass notes over ringing too much. So, for instance, if we're playing we don't want that 5th string still sounding, so you need to stop it. So you can put your thumb back to stop the bass note, or you can stop it with the left hand. Same again on the upper part. Again, make sure by that last A you stop. So on that part, notice I catch the string with the back of the thumb. So again, we don't want it played as, because you're going to get a clash then between the 5th string and the 6th string, which doesn't sound very good. The same again, that low 6th string, stop it. Always be aware of these bass notes, that they're not over ringing. So again, as we're moving into bar 17, same idea, we're using alternate fingers on the stop that bass note, then stop the bass note. We don't want, don't sound very good, it's got to be a lot cleaner. So stop it, use whatever means thumb, back of the thumb, putting the thumb on it, or left hand to stop these notes. Depends what you're playing and what the other things are doing as to which method you use to actually stop the bass notes. So now the sequence of chords in bars 23 and 24, I use thumb, index finger and 3rd finger. Again, the upper note you could play with the middle finger, it doesn't really matter. Stop that bass note. So then we've got our stop the bass note, and again we don't want that sounding while we're playing this next sequence. And then we've got the, I play this using the thumb for the first note, and the top note with the 3rd finger. And I use the index finger for the 3rd string, index finger for the 3rd string again, and the 1st string with the right hand 3rd finger. So our A chord in bar 30 is for the thumb and the finger pinch, middle finger, 3rd finger. Then bar 31, I'm using the index finger and the 3rd. Stop that bass note, and then finally thumb, finger, index finger, 3rd finger. Or we can play it, as I said before, at the 5th fret. Notice notice the difference in quality of tone. The shorter string length gives a softer sound. So there we have a fine little study by Aguado, which is well worth having a go at. It's usually aimed for, say, a second year guitar student, but players who've been playing for years sometimes can benefit from just going over some of these pieces. Plus, to a good player, they're not overly difficult and a good pieces to add to your repertoire. You know, so if you've got some gigs coming up in restaurants, clubs, even recitals, you can play some of these easier pieces. There is a fine recording of Andres Segovia playing these studies, and it's well worth tracking down. He plays many studies by Aguado, Giuliani, Sora, and I mean, if Segovia can play them, why can't we? So I hope that helps you to play this fine little study. There's more studies by Aguado and Sora to come. Do have a go at it. It's a fine little piece. Music is available on my website, boltonguitar.co.uk. Just scroll to the bottom of the page and you'll see where it says tabs, and that's where you can download the music for free. So thank you for watching, and bye for now.